we had to send some pings. Welcome in, everybody, to this wonderful news day. Unfortunately, we did have to miss last week because Liverpool played Madrid and I was just too swamped. But we're here now, and this should be ready to go. Let me know if y'all hear double audio. I don't think you should, but just make sure. Here we go. Let's minimize that. Bam. So this first story I've called Dogpile. Oh, and keep in mind, we are going to turn off alerts. So no one use your channel points. If it, in a mod, attaboy, can you just type a message saying like alerts are turned off, save your channel points, etc., etc. All right, here we go. We're gonna mute that and go into it. Dogpile. Surprised they could even see him. Oh, dude, what a snout. I love that. Boom. Okay, this next one, amazing moment at concert with girl on stage.
Phone and actually, see how I'm using it? I'm putting it all the way up.
Okay, this is 21 Pilots apparently. Every artist should do this because, oh my god, my mom heart has never smiled so much seeing this. Thank you, Ada.
To my lips. You can. We cleaned it, so it's clean, and you can put it up to your lips. Okay. Would you please say into the microphone your name? What is your name?
Sayla.
Give it up for Sayla. All right, Sayla. This is a part of the song. Isn't that crazy? That was Josh. Wow. Look at all those people. Let's turn the brights up on them. Let's Sayla see it. They're waving at you, Sayla. Give them a wave, would you? Now, yeah. No? Okay, it's okay. I'm cold, too. All right, Sayla. Do you know this song? It goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah? Okay. So when I start singing, I want you to sing over top of me, and I want you to sing as loud as you can. That microphone, it can touch your lips. It can go all the way up to your mouth, okay? All right, Sayla, let's do this. Goes like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, dude, she's hitting it. That's so adorable. That's so dope. Okay, this next one is just y'all know one of my favorite movies ever is The Shining. For those that love The Shining like I do, it's coming out. Not only is it getting another theatrical release, it would have been really cool if they could have done it in October. But I don't want to, beggars can't be choosers. And not only is it getting another theatrical release, which is fire, it's going to be released on IMAX for the first time on December 12th. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is coming to IMAX for the first time ever. The 1980 horror classic will return to theaters in IMAX format starting December 12th, letting fans experience its chilling visuals like never before. An official trailer was released on October 28th, showcasing iconic moments. The run is expected to be limited, so if you want to see Shining on the biggest screen, you'll need to move fast. Now, keep in mind, and I'm not going to go fully into this spiel, but there is a difference between, like, most local theaters IMAX and what is known as true IMAX. Either one are great. They're an elevated format, and seeing The Shining for the first time, even in the like second tier IMAX, is going to be incredible. There's only one true IMAX theater in Georgia, I believe, and it's a couple hours away. This might be worth it. I might travel to go see the real one in this, which is so fire. Okay, the next one. Now keep in mind, some of these were meant to be in last week's Newsday, but because of the Liverpool match, I couldn't do them, so we're doing them here. So some of them have a little Halloween theme, but it's only November 11th. Sue me. This one, pumpkin boat races. One of Oregon's most unique fall traditions. The West Coast's Giant Pumpkin Regatta is back. Into the Stanley Hotel. Really? What's is that the real name? Or is it the Overlook? I think it's the Overlook in the movie. The real one's the Stanley? That's so cool, and I want to participate in that. I like how they're also, not only are they participating in a pumpkin boat race, they're doing it in costumes. Gotcha. Okay, the next one, Splash, new police companion. Is it a dog? Man, is it a bird? Nope. It's an otter. A sheriff's office has introduced Splash, a new search and rescue colleague, and he's an otter. The Martin County Sheriff's Office, 2-year-old Asian small-clawed otter. On October 30th, Martin County, Florida, just north of Boca Raton, the Sheriff's Office announced the addition of an incredible asset to their search and rescue team, Splash, a 2-year-old Asian small-clawed otter. Splash is trained in scent detection and recovery work. The Sheriff's Office reports that he will be a valuable asset in locating individuals and bodies of water. That's actually super relevant in Florida, if you think about it. Other otters are known for their remarkable sense of smell. A 2006 study suggests that this sense even works underwater, as otters exhale a bubble of air and then inhale it back to detect scents. Splash will work alongside them, Search and Rescue, a Florida-based nonprofit that provides highly trained search and rescue teams for missing persons. Cue the Dexter theme. Okay, the next one. Pirates riding out a storm. I like that. I like that one. Dokes is already suspicious. That's pretty cool, though. Okay, next one. Mushrooms into computing devices.
Have discovered that shiitake mushrooms could be turned into organic computing devices. At Ohio State University's researchers conducted a study that showed mushrooms' capacity as memristors, tiny electronic parts that remember their last electrical state even after power is turned off. This makes them capable of storing and processing data at the same time. Researchers connected the edible mushrooms to wires and probes and found they could switch between electrical states up to 5,850 times per second, with about 90%.
I mean, growing up, I don't know how old I would have been. Not too old. Like, probably by the age of 13 or something, if at the oldest, I would have been made aware of the concept of, like, potatoes. Like, you'd see, like electrodes hooked up to a potato, and you could see a charge. Like, there is an electrical current. It's tiny or whatever, but I don't know why in the years since have I never thought of or really explored what other fruits and vegetables and living organisms, plants in particular, like fauna or flora, that also would carry a charge or something similar or like a parallel to it. And mushrooms seem like the perfect thing for that.
Accuracy. When the system slowed at higher frequencies, adding more mushrooms to the circuit fixed it. Similar to how neurons in the human brain work.
Because of, mushrooms are one of those, I say that particularly because how like hive-mindy fungi often is.
Researcher John LaRocco said developing microchips that mimic real neural activity could use far less power, a major advantage for both computing and the environment. The use of fungi for computing is still in its early stages, but this research opens up promising avenues for future exploration, especially as the demand for high-performance computing systems continue to grow, such as those used in artificial intelligence. Co-author Kutsia Tamina added that as society becomes more focused on sustainability, bio-friendly tech like this could play a key role in the future of computing. Could fungi power the computers of tomorrow? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Storm blowing person into road. Strong winds blow pedestrian into traffic. Dashcam footage captured the moment of power. Yo, that's a wicked one. So I've genuinely had this happen to me, but I was at a national park in northern Georgia. So like northeast Georgia, closer, almost basically at the Tennessee border. We were at a national park. I don't remember exactly which one. I think it's Cloudland, maybe. And one of the day, and I'm like, I don't even know how old. I'm anywhere between 9 to 14. And basically, long story short, we're going on a hike and I'm up on like a ledge, or like we're at a ledge, and there's like this is a, I don't know, at least a 70-foot drop. And it's strong winds, and I'm a little lad, and we're all there, and we're obviously not getting too close. This is a place that there's no like guardrails or whatever. And we're not getting right up on the edge. We're getting close and then walking away or whatever. Genuinely, I'm sitting there at one point, and at this point I'm not even walking around. We're just sitting there kind of marveling at it. I'm standing still, and a gust of wind literally takes me off my feet and pushes me towards the ledge, to the point, and there's several people that could vouch. Polar Bear, whenever he's in chat. Oh, my knee. Anyways, long story short, it blew me forward, and I landed on my tush with, like, not my legs dangling off, but basically my calves down dangling off, and it literally scooped, whoop, and it was so terrifying. Literally almost got blown to death. That's, you know what I mean. But like mine was kind of just like a nudge, and then because I was so little, it was like feet go up a little bit and then I land, almost like a poop. Hers, she gets violently tossed like she's in a paranormal movie and the demons possessing her. Like, look at that, yanked. That's wicked, brother. That is wicked. Okay, next one. Creole versus Cajun. If you've ever been wondering what the difference is in Louisiana,
we have Creoles and we have Cajuns. Don't be stupid. You need to know the difference. Cajuns come from the Acadian people. They're originally located here in Western France. They left.
I was hoping Sauce would be here for this, but
and
alas.
colonized Nova Scotia, Canada, and eventually were exiled by the British for not bowing down to the crown. Many of them made their way down to Louisiana, where they became Cajuns. The word Creole comes from a Portuguese word meaning born on the continent. Creoles originally were the children of French and Spanish settlers born in Louisiana. Now Creoles encompass a mix of...
So Cajuns came to Nova Scotia, then down to Louisiana. Creoles are descendants of French and Spanish who were already in Louisiana.
French, African, and native ancestry. Cajun
and maybe some Creoles could have come from Cajuns.
Specifically evolved from the experiences of the French-speaking Acadian exiles, eventually blending with the existing Creoles of Louisiana. Cajuns are actually a subset of the broader Creole people. Cajuns typically live in the rural
I feel like it should be the other way around, but
areas of South Louisiana. Creoles are typically associated with the urban New Orleans, but
Cajuns in the
there's actually a deep rural tradition many people aren't aware of.
Okay, little tidbit. So these next two are cool, like light shows. One is a cathedral. All Cajuns are Creoles. So the way you're wording it backs up the way he worded it, in the sense that Cajuns are a subset of Creoles. Whoa, oh, never mind. That would make sense, because even the Acadians, before they were at Nova Scotia, were French for the most part. And then they went to Nova Scotia, so the Creoles being of French and Spanish descendants, Cajuns would also be that, because Cajuns were... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's tracking now. So again, these are cool light shows. This is on a cathedral. I don't know which one. One thing that's cool as hell about this is I love the depth that you get with like the light, right? It almost, you know what it kind of also reminds me of? Well, there's a couple things. One, when it's the light blue at the beginning, you know how like say in Batman, but like there's there's like a sonar pulse on a building, and it'll scan the building, and you can like kind of scan through it, and you'll see where the bad guys are. Again, like most notably in Dark Knight. That first part was reminding me of that. This is reminding me almost of like a Barbie doll house, where you like open the things to see into like each room, which is super fire. I got nothing for that. That just looks cool. Okay, and then the next one is basically the same thing, but this one's on a chateau instead of a cathedral. Yo, how's the stream been? The audio's good, right? No lags, no drop of frames. Like we're chilling, yeah. It says I'm green, no drop frames at 5500 bits. So that's great. Love to hear that. Stream it, which means I can get back to playing like Resident Evil Village and things that I want to play that are graphically compelling. Yo, this is fire. This chateau alone is sick. They do turn knobs. I think there's a good amount of skill. Do I still appreciate classic instrumentation and stuff like that? Of course. Are the DJs who like now here's the thing. So sometimes you'll have the DJ let me highlight or like clarify. So there are obviously some DJs make their mix and they just pull the instrumentation from samples that are already made by somebody. Usually they're in kits and you download them, and then you can like have guitar 1 or guitar 7 or electric guitar 3, right? I do still think there is a skill and talent in the ability to like find the rhythm, the BPM, what's catchy. The good DJs use samples like sound bites. Maybe it's from a movie like "Here's Johnny," you know what I mean? I think there's talent in that. But I do think the DJs. Then there's the other side. There's the other technique where some DJs can play instruments. I think of like now he's more of a composer, but like Ludwig Göransson, for example. Now he's not a DJ, but like. Or Mark Rebillet. Mark Rebillet is maybe a better one, but there's some or Reggie Watts. We talk. I think Clipper, you like Reggie as well, but there are some that are kind of like DJs. They make mixes, they make mashups and stuff like that. But they're loopers, and some of them will record the instrumentation themselves. So they'll get there and they'll get the saxophone and then like we'll record it, foot on a pedal, boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom, that's one soundbite. Put the thing down, get a guitar, and then not only are they mixing and mashing, but they're also providing the actual instrument playing. Those are my favorite. Like I fuck with Mark Rebillet, Reggie Watts, heavy. So yeah, that's my take on DJ. Yo, this chateau though is so fire. Beat matching, auto looping, etc. I think let's go ever in the history of DJing. I don't disagree with that in the sense that again, there's so many kits and packs and like suites that a person can just essentially install. Vinyl or bust. But yeah, again, the loopers I think are like some of the ones that provide the instruments themselves. Also, I love Calvin Harris, for example, and like Van Buren, Tiesto, and though none of them play their own instrument. Yo, that is fire. I also think part of DJing, especially at this stage and like bigger even maybe, is and maybe this shouldn't factor into their musicianship. I'm not arguing that, and how we factor or value their musicianship. But in terms of their entertainment ability, they're like a lot of them are also coming up with the visuals and the light show element. And like if you ever, at like everyone will think of Coachella, but I think of things like Tomorrowland, Tomorrow World, stuff like that, where it is literally an experience because of the visuals. And that's all in part of the DJ's vision. Okay, so the next one is Model of New York City. Oh no, it has no audio anymore. Okay, well, we don't really need to hear much of what he has to say. No offense to this guy, but he really brilliant. What we can appreciate is look how Like, look how sick that is. And this dude actually has done multiple different projects like this. Now, here's what would be really cool. Somebody who makes something like this, and then you mix it with like Warhammer or those like tabletop action where you paint your action figure and you know what I mean? You set up battles. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like, imagine setting up the Battle of Thermopylae or Fallujah. I know those are way in on the like historical spectrum there. But you know, and then you're setting up troops. I think that would be so dope. Anyways, look how fire that is. The detail downtown, the urban sprawl. I think that's really sick. It also reminds me of the rugs that we had in like kindergarten and stuff with the town, and you'd see the school, which we've done a Newsday over. Okay, next one. This one's a great story. Dog leads officer to his owner who had fallen. I mean, dude, we just don't deserve doggos. Thank you, Clipper. Thank you. Dog leads deputy to his grandma after she fell during their walk. This is Eeyore. As if it could get better. That's our goat. That's our goat. Actually, Tigger was always my favorite in Winnie the Pooh, but as I grew older, I started to resonate with Eeyore a lot more. He was on a walk with his 86-year-old grandma when she fell. After they didn't return home for an hour, his grandpa frantically called the police to report them missing. A deputy from Okaloosa County responded to the call, but barely got out of her vehicle before Eeyore found her. Immediately, he's like, oh, let me take you to her.
Oh, where's your mama?
Welcome in, Blue Jay. Look at this story. Dog leads deputy to his grandma after she fell during their walk.
322, I've located her. Oh, hey man, can you tell me what happened? Oh, can you tell me what happened? You okay?
Where were you when found you?
I was in front of that house right there. And then the dog ran up to me.
And the dog brought you over?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't leave. He kept coming back to me.
Dude, dogs are so
He ran
dope.
up to my car and I said, bring me to your mommy, and she ran
People who
back
treat
to
dogs
He come up to
are
your car.
shitbags. Or treat dogs poorly are shitbags.
Sweetheart.
Good boy. Very good boy.
I'm not even his owner. I'm his grandmother.
Yo, what up,
You're such a
hoodie?
good boy. You're so good.
Oh, Eeyore, you're a good boy.
Dude,
Grandma loves
Eeyore is a
you.
good boy. I love how as soon as she got out of the
Baby,
car.
where's your mama?
Yo, I got something to show you. Come on. What took you so... He's like, what took you so long?
Hey, where's your mama?
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, next one. Dog won't stop petting other dogs. He just wants some friends. This dog won't stop petting all the other dogs at a daycare. This is Ruby. She likes to pet the other dogs.
You just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Dude, I mean, in a way, I feel like it's a little passive aggressive, maybe almost. It's cute, but there it is. Okay, it's so many of their pets was right to the noggin or the nostrils of the other dogs, and it's almost like a power play. But that's cute.
You just remember what your old pal
Okay, this
said.
next one features some lyrics that aren't the most wholesome, but this is a really cool video, I thought, for American Sign Language. So she's gonna... I shouldn't have said that. I think maybe I should have just played it and seen if y'all noticed what was dope about it. But because there's a lot of comments when it was like when I first read this, they were like, I was 10 seconds into this until I realized you weren't throwing up gang signs, but you were doing ASL. So anyways, but here we go. Watch this. It's not a box.
Me, I'm Barbie drippin', DB9, Barbie whippin'. If he say he don't want me back, he'd be lying. Bitch, I'm the sauce, Barbie dippin'. I'm the boss, Barbie sippin'. They keep telling me work it, I ain't got no choice.
I mean, so fire, dude.
Yours, Barbie kissing, call the stores, Barbie shipping. Outdoor indoors, baby, I'm a floss. Wet, why of course, Barbie tippin'. I endorse, Barbie
So
shippin'.
swaggy.
Carpet, but I ain't got no floors. Doors look like wings, Barbie sitting by the bank, Barbie tripping. Curve
Yeah, there were comments where it's like, it took me a while to realize she wasn't just throwing up gang signs.
like they arm Good box, so we called down the king. Who the
Not
fuck
you
gon'
bucked
poly
at
with
me
them
and I
dollies?
jumped.
But do the mollies ever hit you, then you probably gon'
I mean,
suck.
this
Who
part
the
is-
fuck gon' come through with the body, always looking like a hottie, always saying what somebody won't do. Who the fuck gon' pull up in your city looking every bit of pretty
Cinema.
with the itty bitty titty bitch crew? Who the fuck gon' beat him with the 22 if he don't lose the attitude and run off with his credit cards too?
I mean, can we run it back one more time?
I'm Barbie drippin', DB9, Barbie whippin'. If he say he don't want me back, he'd be lying. Bitch, I'm the sauce, Barbie dippin'. I'm the boss, Barbie sippin'.
Dude, when she
Baby,
starts doing
tell me
that at the
work it,
end,
I ain't got
incredible.
no choice. I'm all yours, Barbie kissin', call the stores, Barbie shippin'. Out or indoors, baby, I'm a floss. Wet, why of course, Barbie tippin'. I endorse, Barbie strippin'. Mink carpet, but I ain't got no floors. Doors look like wings, Barbie sittin' by the bank, Barbie trippin'. Curve niggas like they armed in a sling. Hopped off the swing.
That's that was fire.
To the ring, Barbie blingin'. Good box, so we called down the king. Who the fuck gon' poly with them dollies?
This
on my
is
number,
sick.
do the mollies ever hit you, then you probably gon' soak. Who the fuck gon' come through with the body, always looking like a hottie, always saying what somebody won't do? Who the fuck gon' pull up in your city looking every bit of pretty with the itty bitty titty bitch crew? Who the fuck gon' beat him with the 22 if he don't lose the attitude and run
Beat
off
him with
his
the
credit cards,
22.
too?
Ooh, I didn't notice that. This is like my 6th time watching it, not gonna lie. Okay, next one. Beaver released into the Highlands for first time in 4 hundo years. Beavers have returned to the Glen Affric National Reserve in the Highlands 400 years after their extinction in Scotland. A family of 5 beavers and a beaver. Now this, I mean, it's one of those things. I love the preservation. I love beavers. They're very good for ecosystems. But I mean, where, again, we talk about this all the time, especially when we talked about like Newsday stories involving cloning of species or bringing back the dire wolf or whatever. Where it's like, isn't that what natural selection is and for? And like, aren't we supposed to, now if they were driven to extinction by overhunting and like humans alone, that's different. But yeah, if they're like organically got extinct because of natural selection, then it's very morally confusing. Project leaders said that the release marked a moment of wildlife history. They were released at 2 sites. The animals were relocated under license from agricultural land, an area where their natural behaviors are expected to benefit the landscape and biodiversity. Okay. I think, how should I do this? I maybe can just save that for last. Okay. Next one is Fast Car, a great tester for audio and sound. Speaking of audio.
Fast Car is generally regarded by audio scientists who have proven this in testing as the best song for evaluating audio equipment.
Okay, so I went to go buy my stereo system that I have now.
Mhm.
He only played Bohemian Rhapsody because he said the same thing. He was like, this is the best song to listen to if you're testing the quality of speakers.
It's not. Great song.
Well, what is it about this Tracy Chapman song that makes it so awesome?
The more the song sort of fills up the frequency band, the better it is. So it has some bass in it, some like bass guitar, and then it has acoustic guitar, which is real kind of a lot of high frequency and delicate. And then you can hear her voice, and the way her voice is recorded on that is really clear, but a lot of speakers start to make it sound kind of distant or kind of a little bit like she's singing in a cardboard box or something like that. I think for most people, that's the easiest to evaluate is voice quality, because we listen to voices all day long.
I want you to tell us a little bit about how you test speakers.
You have to conceal the identities of the products from people, because every scientific study has shown if people see the identities of the products, even if they see the boxes of the products outside the room, they will be biased.
Oh, that's a good point too.
I got to sit in on your
No
record
dumpster diving.
player testing yesterday, which was really fun. And it was all amazing. You really could hear the difference in the sound qualities, especially based on the genre of music.
I love the song.
Okay, that's really cool. And what an incredible song for that honor to go to. Next one. Man fosters hundreds of cats. Man fosters hundreds of cats and helps over 300
Seemingly
get
endless
adopted.
kittens, all in the care of one man. About 6 weeks. This is Frankenstein.
Very scary.
Frankenstein, love that.
Abdul Rahim here has spent the past few years fostering hundreds of cats from his family's home in D.C. as he takes care of all the feeding, cleaning, and maintenance to get these kitties ready for adoption.
It's 24 hours, you know. It's not like I can't clock out.
Technically, this all started with a quote-unquote failure when he and his wife Shimyan fostered Bambi here and just could not resist adopting her. Also, Abdul says this was really all his wife's idea.
I think that confirms it. Kittens are a gateway drug. I've been saying it all along. Kittens are a gateway drug.
Since he did not grow up with cats.
Keep those cats away from the fiance. She'll want to keep them all. Exactly. They are a gateway drug.
They can just trick you. Then you get 2, you come home, it's 3, then it's 4, then we're just going. The most is probably 8, 10 cats in the house.
Around 6 years later, not only is Abdul clearly a cat guy now,
clearly a cat guy,
but so is his daughter, Haveen.
Do you ever just kind of lather your face in salmon and just go lay down on the floor?
No, but my daughter does. She loves the kittens. She let them lick on her, climb all over her all day.
Together with Abdul as the main caretaker, this family has helped around 300
No, I mean,
cats.
it's maybe too many when you have to worry about accidentally stepping on them at any given moment.
Get adopted. And thanks to videos like these picking up millions of views on social media, Abdul says people both donate and adopt from all over the country. Not to mention,
kind of been like therapeutic in a way. I don't know, when I come home and I see kittens, it's like a stress reliever.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the kitten you saw him hold up earlier, Frankenstein, will be up for adoption in a few weeks, and he is at Abdul's Cats on social media if you want to adopt him.
I want Frankenstein, kind of, not gonna lie. Okay, next one. Want to see me in a cow costume? Wait, you stayed? I'll go get it. Oh, that alone was very cute. That little, like, hold on, let me run that back. Refresh. I guess no one wants to see my cow costume. Wait, you stayed? Oh, what a cutie cute. I'll go get it. Oh, look at it. I'm a Highland cow. Oh, man. Yeah, that's too cute. Yep, you're a good cow. I can't like it because I'm not signed in, but you're a good cow, bud. Okay, next one is Fearsome Beast. I just named it Fearsome Beast. I am Fearsome Beast of the Wild.
Oh, no.
Is that an Australian Shepherd? Aussie love, Aussie life. Yeah, it is.
Honey.
Dude, look how freaking cute.
That's your problem.
What a coat.
What's your problems, huh?
I am Fearsome Beast of Wild.
Ooh.
Clipper, if you're still there, I really hope I should have shown this one earlier. I really wanted you to see this one, so hopefully you're still there and haven't left for PT.
Like a decade ago, and
I had this idea like a decade ago.
bored tonight. So here is Frankie Valli's December 1960.
Dude, that Australian, that coat was so precious. Did you see the cat one right before that, where the guy fostered hundreds of cats? And kittens are a gateway drug. We've confirmed that tonight. Kittens are a gateway drug. Yeah, hopefully Clipper's here. So this guy, oh yeah, we just did a cat one like 2 stories ago.
Presented as a
Hold on, let me run this back. I was yapping too much.
Yeah, like a decade ago, and I was really bored tonight. So here is Frankie Valli's December 1963, presented as a cold case murder investigation.
Oh, what a night. Late December back in
Okay, this is great. I need more of this kind of stuff, like acting out the songs like this, but in a different interpretation. Oh my God, I see where he's going with this. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, he's flipped this from a song about essentially like a one-night stand that's changed the guy forever and he's met a baddie, to a serial killer like Hannibal Lecter who's like gleefully bragging about Oh man. Yeah. Oh, this is great, Mike Barcode. Dude, his acting is too good in that. Man, that's awesome. Dude, that's so good. Okay, next one is new luxury yacht sinks immediately. Off the shore of Turkey. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to look, I don't think. There goes my yacht. $1 million yacht. But by yacht standards, that's kind of cheap, you know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for, am I right? Oh no, dude. Panicked passengers and crew jumped overboard. The owner, captain, and 2 crew members jumped overboard and safely swam to shore without injury. And the Coast Guard and port teams responded to set up a security perimeter around the flailing watercraft. Like, how do you do? You go back to the boat, the yacht people, and you get a, like, right? Or they give you the $1 million back. Do you get another one and you get like $1 million down? How do you even? Oh, look at boom. Oh man, that's wicked. Within 15 minutes, dog. Within 15 minutes. Okay. We got this next one, Mobile Cave story. Again, this was going to be one of those ones that I showed last week to be in and around Halloween, but so spooky caves.
Series time, and this is probably the closest we're going to get to alien life here on Earth. In 1986, Romanian researchers were surveying land for a power plant when they drilled down and hit nothing. A void. 6 meters below the surface, completely sealed off by clay, was a cave that hadn't touched the Earth's atmosphere in 5.5 million years. This is
wicked.
Mobile Cave, and what these researchers found inside rewrites what we thought was possible for life on Earth. This cave is a 240-meter horizontal maze with no natural entrance. It's been locked away since the Miocene epoch, before modern humans, before modern mammals evolved. When scientists finally entered the cave, they discovered that the air was basically poison. Oxygen levels were as low as 7%, which is about a third of what we normally breathe. Carbon dioxide levels were 80 times higher than surface level. You and I would last maybe an hour before passing out, but life inside this cave is thriving. Over 30 species have
It finds a way.
been found inside this cave that
No. These are ecologically isolated centipedes and spiders and worm things that live in carbon dioxide, and they live in an environment that hasn't touched our atmosphere.
that exist nowhere else on Earth. Here's where it gets scientifically spooky and truly alien. This ecosystem doesn't run on sunlight. There is no photosynthesis happening here. Instead, it runs on chemosynthesis, bacteria eating hydrogen sulfide and methane, converting those toxic chemicals into energy.
Which kind of happens we see that at the bottom. Yo, Aaliyah, welcome in. Thank you for the resub. There's no alerts right now because of Newsday, but I will run that alert as soon as Newsday's over. Thank you so much. 3 months, 3 in a row. Welcome in. What's good? Blossom here, reporting for duty. How are my other 2 members of the team? Yes, exactly. But we see that at the bottom of the ocean too. Obviously, there's no sunlight, so some of the living organisms at the bottom of the ocean thrive on the like methane and stuff that gets pumped out of the geothermal vents that you find at the bottom of the ocean.
Forming slimy mats on the
Fortnite had a 16-kill match. Let's go. That's good. Are you liking the Simpsons season?
And water surface, and those mats feed everything else. This is the only land-based chemosynthetic ecosystem ever found. The only other places like
What's good with my buttercup and my bubbles?
this are hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean. And the creatures, completely blind. Eyes are missing or non-functional. Translucent, colorless bodies because pigmentation is useless in the dark. But elongated legs and antennae to navigate by time.
No, that is on some Eldritch horror. That looks like the things that in Elden Ring that shoot the little tracking missiles at you.
And chemical sensing alone. The cave's apex predator is this 2-inch venomous centipede Cryptops speleorex, which literally translates to king of the cave. It hunts smaller invertebrates that have never in its entire evolutionary history seen light. This isn't adaptation, but an example of parallel evolution. Life that split from the surface world 5.5 million years ago and went in its own direction. Since its discovery, access is limited through an 18-meter vertical shaft sealed with an airtight gate. Only a handful of researchers enter each year with special permission, one of them being NASA. Because if life can exist here...
Wow, this is deeper. This is really cool. Shout out Till Science. They have to reseal it back up because obviously it doesn't get, well, topside. Interaction, and then the fact that NASA love that
exists in the subsurface oceans of Europa and the like. TLDR, Mobile Cave is our best model for what alien life might actually look like. But for me, the wildest and spookiest part about all of this is the fact that we only discovered this cave 39 years ago, and that too by accident. I can only imagine there are many other places like this on our Earth waiting to be discovered. Follow for more spooky science series all October long, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Okay, that was super dope. So this next little string of videos I'm going to show. Okay, I'm going to show 2 now. Because as y'all know, the videos I either show are on Instagram or YouTube. I have the whole setup. So when I have to switch from Instagram to YouTube and then back again, it could, it might take me like 40 seconds, yada yada. So I'm going to show 2 now because I have them on Instagram. And then later, I'm going to show 2 more on them. But there is a guy named Carolina Mike. And he came up, so he's a Carolina Panthers fan. Yes, this is a sports story, but this is cool. So first off, I first noticed him. Now I didn't get the videos completely okay. So first I noticed, I saw a video with him having one verse of his song. And it was catchy, it was funny, it's an unk, but it was good. Then the Carolina Panthers beat the Green Bay Packers, and what was a pretty big upset, especially since it was at Lambeau Field. In the week after that, obviously the Panthers would have been a buzz topic. A lot of people would have been searching them, yada yada. So this guy then posted this video, and this time talking about beating the Packers a little bit. The point is, it eventually got so viral that people at the Carolina Panthers caught wind of it. So I'm going to play this video. Y'all see.
What's up, party people? Got a question for you. Y'all ready to see the Carolina Panthers take it to the Saints this weekend? Yeah, me too. If I had $150,000, here's exactly what I would do, y'all. Come on.
What would you do if you had $150,000?
Spend $150,000 on a football team. Wait a minute, that's not enough to buy a team. Spend $150,000 on a tricked out Porsche. Wait, what? Minnesota, it snows too much. Build me a tennis court outside my house, but the HOA is gonna make me tear it down.
I love that line.
Me some Panthers season ticks. Just might get a tiny home in the sticks. I get some Reese's peanut butter cups. Heck no, I ain't sharing. I'ma eat them all up. Might get me a plane and fly to Spain. Except I don't even know how to fly a plane. Scratch that. I'ma get me a big old bus. One big enough for all of us. A double Dutch, getting chased by turkeys as we cruise around. Windows down, not up, so you can hear the sound. If you had 150,000.
Now, obviously, you can see that. Given that he's a sweeter old man with his high socks and his swaggy fit. I love how he goes, if I had 150, I'd buy a football team. Wait a minute, that's not enough to buy a team. Then he goes, I'm going to build a tennis court in my yard. HOA might make me tear it down. So, like, basically, I caught wind of that before they beat the Packers, and it was just that verse. And it was pretty viral. But then again, after they beat the Packers, it got more viral, so much so that Jonathan Stewart, the guy on the right here, who used to be a running back for the Carolina Panthers, he caught wind of it. He even shared it on his Instagram story. So you fast forward, and now this sweet older unk is, you know, on field pass access, hanging out with Jonathan Stewart at Bank of America Stadium.
150,000. That's not enough to buy a team. Spend 150,000 on a tricked out Porsche. Wait, what? Minnesota?
So it snows too much.
Build me a tennis court outside my house, but the HOA is gonna make me. What would you do? 150 grand in your hand. What would you do? If you had 150,000.
And then he throws his Monopoly money up. And then he's with Luke Kuechly right there. Luke Kuechly's the guy on the right. Luke Kuechly's a former all-pro linebacker, one of the best linebackers, defensive players over the last 20, 30 years, and arguably ever. One of my favorite football players ever, regardless of Steelers or not. And he's just chopping it up with them. Chopping it up. That's what I'm going to say. 150,000. Okay. So again, we have two very short videos to show later on that, but we'll get back to that because okay. These next couple all flow together. First, I want to show you this video on King Tut's tomb.
Desert, west of the Nile.
This is kind of a recap of the discovery of his tomb from 100 years ago.
British archaeologist Howard Carter made the greatest archaeological discovery of all time. The almost completely intact tomb of an ancient Egyptian pharaoh, Tutankhamun.
Now notice how these pictures are colorized, even though that this discovery was in like 1903. I think they just said it, 1903, 1913, something like that. Basically before colored photography was a thing commonly. That segues into my next story right after we're done.
Egyptologist Dr. Chris Naunton has been given a rare chance to get up close to Howard Carter's personal account of the momentous discovery.
This is Howard Carter's journal, and it's amazing for me to see this because it really is as close as you can get to the very moment that Carter looked on this incredible haul of objects for the very first time.
This meticulously handwritten entry records Carter's astonishment as he peered inside the tomb.
And in King Tut's tomb, they found over 5,000 artifacts, if I remember correctly.
The first person to gaze on its wonders for 3,500 years.
It says, the interior of the chamber gradually loomed before one with its strange and wonderful medley of extraordinary and beautiful objects heaped upon one another. When Lord Carnarvon said to me, "Can you see anything?" I replied to him, "Yes, it is wonderful."
Tutankhamun's treasures captivated the world. In the months and years following their discovery, they were painstakingly excavated and transferred to the Cairo Museum. Since then, millions of visitors have marveled at many of the items found in Tutankhamun's tomb.
Okay, so just a little recap, because this is bam, bam, bam. We got a couple in a row. It's really dope. So this next one is the colorization of that.
In modern times,
from 1922 to 2015, seeing Tutankhamun's tomb in
has
color.
seen inside an intact pharaoh's tomb. The incredible experience is captured in fantastic detail with black and white photographs. Now with colorization, we can see this extraordinary discovery just as Carter would have seen it. On the left are 4 dismantled chariots. The most beautiful is covered in gold and inlaid with brightly colored glass and stone. It was likely driven by the king in formal processions. Through the pile of chariot parts, colorization reveals a wooden painted bust of Tutankhamun peeking through.
No, that had to be creepy as hell. You're in like early 1900s. You're creeping through this like burial tomb. You know you found this discovery, right? You got torches. You're peering through. He even says the gradually loomed or whatever, right? You're peering in. You see, okay, oh, all right, yeah, that's a chariot. Goblets. There's a sword. Things you, and then like, you know, imagine it's like dark and then the torch is only illuminating a little bit. And as you scan, you see not only a body, a humanoid looking creature with skin and nose and an eyes, but then you like scan and it's like, and it's underneath the chariot looking at you. Like, dude, I would have lost it. I would have lost it.
On the wall in front of them, 3 gold-covered ritual beds. One is in the form of the mother goddess Taweret, with the head of a hippopotamus.
I know that mainly from Moon Knight, the TV show, which I loved. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to YouTube. So give me 1 second. I wanted to set this all up because what I wanted was to show y'all King Tut's tomb's discovery, the colorization of the pictures, to familiarize y'all with that, because the main story is, if y'all haven't seen on your own organically, what's it called? So Egypt has been working on this, they'll tell you, but they've been working on this museum for 20 years. They've had to stop because of like the Arab Springs. They've had to stop because of COVID. It's cost over $1 billion. What they wanted to do was to get a state-of-the-art, best museum kind of shit in the world. So not only they could hold all of the artifacts that they already had of their own, which as y'all can imagine, they've been trying to get their artifacts back from like, the Rosetta Stone is in London, off the top of my head. The Luxor obelisk, I believe, is in Paris. Nefertiti's crowns is somewhere. And like, yes, the Cairo Museum held some of the Tutankhamun stuff initially, but some of that would have been disseminated or whatever. But basically, I remember even seeing a report by like Egypt's own like tourism minister or whatever. This is like 10 years ago or whatever. And they basically were like, a lot of our museums aren't up to the standard to hold this stuff for proper preservation. But now with this, there is no argument. Now, will England give it back? That'll be decided. But at least the argument that like, hey, you don't have a museum that we think can preserve it well enough is gone. Like Egypt's like, we have arguably the most state-of-the-art museum on the planet. I don't know if these videos, because again, I don't watch all of this stuff before I show y'all. I have been keeping up with the whole opening of this. As you can see, what's really cool is notice the building. I don't know if these videos will tell you this, but it's also designed to line up with the 3 pyramids. As you can see, 2 of them right already in our screen. But basically, like the far left of the building lines up with 1. The middle of the building goes to the middle, and then the far right of the building goes to the 3rd temple.
Entering this immense atrium is awe-inspiring. King Ramses II, 3,500 years old.
Yo, okay, remember, I just switched to audio, or YouTube, so it's got a different audio source. Let me know if this is too loud, if I need to go up, whatever.
To guard this modern museum. The Grand Egyptian Museum, built with $1 billion, adorned with futuristic pyramids. The grand staircase itself,
I mean, look at that.
From ancient Egypt to the Greco-Roman period. You're stepping through time, thousands of years of history. With 12 newly constructed exhibition halls, the pharaoh's new home overlooks their old home.
Look at that. That is so sick. The view of the pyramids.
Men and women who built the pyramids are at rest with a view of the pyramids.
Exactly.
57,000 artifacts make this the world's largest collection dedicated to a single civilization. Today, getting an exclusive inside look at the galleries.
Gold, ivory.
From beautiful bracelets worn by a queen. She had a lot of jewelry.
She's queen.
To the busts of kings.
We can see the muscles of the king and the
muscles
of him. So he wanted to go to the afterlife in the shape.
In good shape.
In good shape.
Yes.
Every artifact holds a secret.
And this weekend, a new gallery will be unveiled, dedicated to King Tutankhamun. Known as...
Again, I don't know if they're going to say this, but I just want to go ahead and say it. Is another cool thing is this is so with the opening of this museum and them getting the King Tut's artifacts back in particular. Keep in mind the Rosetta Stone, not a part of King Tut's discovery. The Luxor obelisk, the Nefertiti's necklace or whatever, so those are not part of it. Of what was a part of King Tut's tomb's discovery, them getting them all back and putting them in this museum is the first time that all like 5,000 of the artifacts have been together since their original discovery. Because again, imagine some would have went to Cairo, some would have went to Alexandria, some would have went to London and Paris.
King Tut, the museum's promotional video offering glimpses.
This is ancient Egypt brought back to life.
For almost a decade, we have tracked the tough task of transporting King Tut's world. In 2017, we were face to face with the last precious piece to move, Tutankhamun's golden mask.
King Tut is moving home.
I mean, that alone, King Tut's mask is maybe one of the most, I want to say it's the most famous artifact that we have, but that's probably the Rosetta Stone. The most recognizable and like visually familiar is it's got to be this,
King
right?
Tut is moving home.
To the new museum's loading bay.
This is a statue of Tutankhamun.
The artifacts, irreplaceable.
His boyish face.
Yes.
Over 5,300 of King Tutankhamun's belongings painstakingly restored.
This is a footstool for King Tut.
Yes.
3,000 of his possessions never displayed in public until now.
5,300 actually. Some never displayed in public. Look at those slippers. Gucci flip-flops, huh? Greatest headlines of the century.
1922, Tutankhamun was
1922.
discovered in his tomb. And although the pharaoh himself will remain here,
in what we decided, this mummy should stay in the Valley of the Kings.
All the objects found in the tomb will now be on display in the new museum.
So his body was never taken out?
And although the pharaoh himself will remain here,
in what we decided, this mummy should stay in the Valley of the Kings.
All the objects found in the tomb will now be on display in the new museum.
This will capture the hearts of people everywhere, because this is the best display of a museum in the world.
Millions will flock to see the pharaoh's treasures and experience his world, an ancient civilization in a stunning new setting, fit for the future.
Hey, Leah, love to hear that. Glad you're getting settled. This is a good view of what I was talking about. Notice how you can't see my cursor, but it lines up with the three pyramids. It also, again, even before this museum, it puts into perspective how close modern Cairo is to the pyramids. Like, it's, you know what I mean? They obviously try to give them some buffer zone, but...
And that King Tutankhamun exhibition opens this weekend. Guys, to state the obvious, you are going to need time to go and see everything that is here. One final thought, in eras past, thousands of years ago, we built these great temples to those who have left us. In a way, look at this, we're still doing it.
Yeah. Hey, Kier, was there a part of the tour there that stood out to you the most? Was there one particular artifact that you enjoyed more than the others?
Oh, Craig, we have been so lucky to follow this journey with King Tutankhamun's artifacts being moved here. We haven't yet been able to see all of them. So just to see behind the scenes, that was extraordinary. But I can't wait to go in there and see it. They're waiting to get the dignitaries in there, world leaders, to see them first, and then the likes of you and me, my friend.
Wait our turn.
Our Chief International Correspondent, Keir Simmons, from a great assignment there in Egypt. Keir, thank you.
That's cool. Yeah, that was very cool. I did like those King Tut bedazzled flip-flops. Did you see those?
I mean, that's
Yeah, good one, Carson. I know the Gucci slippers. So we're not gonna watch this whole thing. I'm just gonna skim through it. This is so basically when this museum has been a 20-year project. It has cost over $1 billion, but it should drive. I mean, the revenue from tourism that this will drive, is going to be pretty huge. But they did this was a huge opening night ceremony. I mean, they had orchestras, they had light presentations, they had like dignitaries and like famous Egyptians and stuff. So we're going to scan, but you know, they had famous people. They had this whole like presentation thing. A whole like orchestra. Like, look how cool that is. Question mark? Pop off, queen. So anyways, look. This is... Like, look at this, dude. Huge ass unveiling. Welcome to our new museum. Like I said, I'm just skimming through it. Look how cool this was. I'll post a link to this if anyone ever wants to watch this whole thing later or something, but... Look at that. Look at that. That's a fire shot. That is gorgeous. And the pyramids in the background. Yeah, agreed. That's why I wanted to show it. Like, it's an hour-long video. I was like, I still want to show this. Even though I just showed a 4-minute video, I was like, this whole, like, presentation is incredible. It's like the opening to, like, the Olympics or something, the World Cup. But, I mean, again, this is, like, I don't want to overdo this because I'm trying to make Newsday seem cool or whatever. But, like, this place genuinely could be... like it is aimed at, and it looks like it's set up to be every bit as important as like the Louvre, right? And so it's cool to be alive and to see this, to see the opening of this, and you know what I mean? And 20 years from now, 100 years from now, this will be looked at as like up there with the other elite museums in the world. So I did think this was cool. Really, really cool. The nerd in me. Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna get back into like some more of the silly Newsday kind of stuff. So the next story: monkey swings through ceiling in Spirit Halloween. That's not what they wanted.
I think, Joel, this time of year you can expect to see almost anything. The scariest thing at a Spirit Halloween in Plano wasn't the costumes, but someone's pet monkey swinging from the ceiling above. Matt Howerton shows us body cam footage from a scene that left officers, well, speechless.
Spirit Halloween, Plano, Texas, 800 block of West 15th. It started here like any other call for Plano PD, except the suspect had a tail.
Out of 40 years of working here, this is the first I've seen.
All right, no more Dragon.
That sounded like a promo to a Dragon Ball episode when Goku still had his tail.
It came in as an animal complaint.
And that's all 2 officers from Plano PD knew when they were called to the store Monday night. That and...
The notes were that there was a monkey that was swinging from the rafters inside the store.
Excuse me, sir, there's a monkey swinging from your rafters, I hear.
Most cops have seen it all. A monkey using a Spirit Halloween store as a jungle gym.
I can't say I've ever...
Yeah, I might have to...
What did you think whenever you saw just what they were looking at?
Dude, wait. Look at him. He's jungle gymming this. He's jungle gymming this. The monkey is legit. Oh, I love that.
What did you think whenever you saw just what they were looking at?
Curious George.
Curious George.
He visited Plano. That's the only thing
You had to have typed that before he said that, Aaliyah. Because I paused it and it popped up before he said that.
The monkey, which also donned
Wicked
a diaper,
timing.
was brought in by a customer but got scared by an animatronic in the store and took off.
Hold on, that was her monkey? Hold on.
The monkey, which also donned a diaper,
Okay, there's so many things I almost glossed over. The monkey, which was donning a diaper.
Brought in by a customer, but got scared by an animatronic in the store and took off.
All better?
Once it saw the 5-0 and a cookie in its owner's hands, it finally came down.
So is that your monkey?
Yeah, he like.
I don't know. I don't even know. Do you think she got a ticket? Like, what would you even ticket them? I guess it'd be the equivalent of like, you know, you're at a place where your dog is, if you have a dog with you, it's got to be on a leash. If you had a dog with you and it wasn't on the leash, maybe it's the same kind of fine or something. I mean, ma'am.
Spazzed out and like ran.
Nobody hurt, no arrests, case closed.
She went in with her monkey, and one of those, like, again, it said animatronics. You know those automatic motion censored scary things that you put on the front of your door? Like, it's like a skeleton, and you get close, and it's like, hello! I bet you it did that, and the monkey's like, ah! And, bro, wicked.
The motive?
I don't. That's another good question, Aaliyah. That's a phenomenon. With Texas, I'd imagine so. You know, a couple months ago, one of our Newsday stories were about. So essentially, the state of Tennessee had an escaped zoo animal problem. There was Ed the zebra. So we showed one video one week where like Ed was loose on the run, and somebody's like filming from their car as they're driving next to a zebra that's just running alongside a country road in Tennessee. And then later I showed the story of Ed safely being captured and then like airlifted back to the zoo or whatever. And in that story, I can't remember what the other animal was. Maybe it was a peacock. I think there was a loose peacock that was going through neighborhoods in Tennessee. My point is, it got to us looking up, and like Tennessee, they were both legal to have or whatever. It was trippy. So I wouldn't put it past Texas either.
I mean, what can you say about a call like that? Make a great story for a bar. In a place where make-believe rules all, the unbelievable happened.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is a story. Guess what happened to me on the and top that.
In Plano, I'm Matt Howerton.
Oh, a monkey's gonna monkey. It's monkeying around.
He was definitely monkeying around and scaring a few people, but poor thing. I could see, have you ever been to a Spirit of Halloween store? They have all those scary little things that you can put outside your house that scare you.
They do jump scares all the time.
And then poof, there it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm
Poor
glad the
Monkey see, monkey did in fact do.
To getting that monkey back where he belonged.
Right, absolutely.
Dude, him jungle gym in it is my shit. I love that. Okay. So, and again, as we've gotten better at Newsday, we try to segment things like the King Tut stuff into the Grand Egypt Museum. This one, you'll see the segue here. You will see the segue. So this next one's called Research Monkeys Escape After
Authorities are
Truck.
searching for 3 lab monkeys that escaped in Mississippi yesterday, and that was after a truck that was transporting them from Tulane University crashed.
This isn't necessarily a follow-up to a past Newsday, but it is, you know, we have talked about Herpy Monkey Island. There was a research facility in South Carolina. Monkeys ended up with herpes, amongst other things, and then they escaped or something, and they ended up on this island, and that it got to a point where it was just better to just keep them quarantined on this island than the alternative and stuff.
Sheriff's officials said that the truck's driver mistakenly told deputies at the scene that the primates were aggressive and carried several infectious diseases.
Based off of that information, they say they, quote, took the appropriate
Who found out the hard way.
actions to destroy the rest of the monkeys. Tulane University later released a statement saying the primates were not infectious, and it says the monkeys belong to a third-party research organization. NBC News.
A third-party research organization. That sounds so sus. That sounds so sus.
Funny, Kathy Park joins us now. So, Kathy, what is the latest on those 3 monkeys that are still on the loose? Do they pose any threat to the public?
Oh, it's Bay.
Yeah, Vicky, this was certainly a wild escape,
It's
and
Kathy
believe it or not,
Park.
it's still a developing story. And as of this afternoon, according to the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, 3 monkeys, as you mentioned, still on the loose, and an unknown number of escaped monkeys have been killed. Initially, though, officials reported that these primates were carrying diseases, including herpes and COVID. But then later on, in a statement.
Okay, first off, the closed captions are not in sync. We got to line those back up, guys. Second, casually, these monkeys can have anything from herpes to COVID.
Tulane University, where they were being housed. They said that the animals were not infectious, had no disease prior to transport. But regardless, these are lab monkeys, not in their natural habitat. They're kind of roaming around right now. At least that's what we believe, and should not be approached by the public. If you do see them, obviously, you want to contact law enforcement right away.
Kathy, do we know, like, who the monkeys belong to, or even where they were headed?
A third part, that's so, like, at least with the Herpy Monkey Island in South Carolina, now maybe they just left this part out, but I like to think that the first facility was not that, I guess this inherently makes it more sanctimonious, but you would like to think it was like it was a government official, United States government research facility. The whole third party thing.
Yeah, so that's still a big mystery right now. These animals, as far as we know, were just being housed at a research center in Tulane in Louisiana, but they do not belong to the university, but with another entity, and we don't know who that other entity is at this.
It could be a North Korean super corporation that we don't know about, and now they got to deal with Tulane.
It's unclear where they were headed, but we do know that Mississippi Highway Patrol, they are now investigating this accident that took place yesterday morning, guys.
Wow. All right, Kathy Park for us there. Kathy, thank you.
Okay, dare I say, when we transport animals, especially ones that have diseases or research things, and like, I feel like they should almost get not necessarily a funeral procession, or a presidential cavalcade kind of thing, but like they should have a couple cops, at least 2 local cops that drive them, and then they could pass them off to each county. But like, you know what I mean?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on.
Okay, next one, a swamp sunflower. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I hadn't.
Lake Jessup is the largest lake here in Seminole County. It's also known for being packed with alligators. I'm your community correspondent, Paul Giorgio, and this morning I'm going out with the St. Johns River Water Management District to see another phenomenon here on the lake that you may not have heard about, the annual blooming of the swamp sunflower.
The swamp sunflower.
Few things can beat a day out on an airboat.
Right up here on the right-hand side, I don't know which way y'all came in from, but you might have noticed there's a huge patch of sunflowers in bloom right up here on the right. But
especially when you can see views like this.
Isn't it beautiful? Gorgeous. Yeah.
Aaliyah, thank you again for the resub, by the way.
Not thousands of acres of them in bloom this time of year.
My tour guide for the day is Graham Williams.
And so we're going to get further up into the floodplain where it's
I've always wanted to ride in an airboat, especially in the swamps, especially by a skilled guy who can just like whip through the lanes. To do it through this swamp sunflower field would be sick.
Talking about something unique to Central Florida, the annual bloom of the swamp sunflower.
It's always right around October 1st. You know, they're incredibly synchronized. Right around the 1st of October, they all bloom at once, and you've got about a 2 or 3 week window when they're all blooming, and then they'll set seed and senesce and die, and
they'll set seed, all right.
So it's only a short period of time that it's like this.
Williams is a land manager with the St. Johns River Water Management District, so he's out on these waters on a regular basis. But he'll tell you this.
Oh, I love coming out here. This is my favorite time of year on Lake Jessup, for sure.
Is the time of year he looks forward to most. So my viewers can see how beautiful it is out here, but they can't smell it.
Mm-hmm.
It smells, you could smell them.
Right. Yeah, there's quite a fragrance, and the breeze is bringing it right to us right now, too. It reminds me of the smell you would get when you drive.
That'd been a great time for the guy on the right to have farted upwind and then said that, and the guy's
all blooming. It's kind of reminiscent of that.
Hey, John, did you do that?
That is in the air. It's just like overwhelming right now.
The plants thrive in the shallow water that makes up much of the floodplain around the lake and river system. This waterway is more than beautiful vistas and bright sunflowers. It provides an important role in Central Florida.
Absolutely, yeah. The St. Johns River Basin in general has an expansive floodplain, but especially around Lake Jessup, there's a lot of very low-lying areas around the lake, and a lot of that is now owned under conservation by the district, and so that provides natural floodplain storage. After big major flood events, these are the areas that naturally would flood, and we don't have levees and things in place to hold back the water anymore, so the water's able to do what it naturally would and inundate these floodplains and provide flood storage.
Okay. Again, I don't watch all of these. I didn't realize how long that went for. That was really cool. I love that they give tours. Okay, moving on. Remote telescope farm.
You're looking at one of the world's largest robotic telescope farms, with over 500 telescopes operating autonomously at this remote observatory in rural Texas. Starfront Observatories houses telescopes in 11 climate-controlled buildings with retractable roofs that slide open at sunset, revealing hundreds of instruments that capture the night sky without anyone on site. Amateur astronomers rent space starting at $99 per month, shipping their equipment to this facility built on former cow grazing land. The site was chosen for its Class 1 darkness on the Bortle scale, the standard measurement for the night sky's brightness, and its fiber optic internet infrastructure, allowing owners to control their telescopes from.
That's pretty cool. Basically, like if you live in a heavily light polluted area, but you want to have a telescope that's not.
Where in the world. Digital cameras attached to these instruments can gather light over many nights, creating long exposure images that reveal cosmic clouds and supernova remnants too faint for the naked eye. Starfront recently acquired an additional 20 acres and is exploring a second location in the southern hemisphere, making deep sky astrophotography accessible without expensive travel to remote places. If you want to stay in the loop with the latest in AI and robotics, follow for more. You're looking at one of the world's largest robotic telescope farms, with over 500
the next one
telescopes
is Penguin
operating autonomously
Bubble
at this
Party.
remote
This is why I
observatory in rural
said Blue
Texas.
Jay will probably love this. She loves penguins.
All right, here's something sure to make you smile. A penguin at the St. Louis Zoo is going viral because of its love of bubbles. The zoo posted this video earlier this week on the one-year-old rockhopper penguin named Boomy. Zookeepers set up a bubble machine, and well, it seems the penguin just couldn't get enough. Why not?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. One more time.
Well-formed
No,
poop
I missed that.
means good gut
Run it back.
health
Run it
and
back,
good-
Turbo.
I found the baby stoat that's been lost. She would be normally.
Okay, this is a happy accident.
Litter, maybe 6, 7,
Tiny
8.
baby stoat.
Giving her milk when she was tiny. It was a really delicate operation.
Looks like an otter, kind of.
She's just got one eye open, so that indicates she's 5 weeks old. As you can see, she's got a really fat little tummy there.
Whoa, no
So she's
fat
got her
body
own little
shaming,
sleeping bag
sir.
in here, and she's going to be nice and cozy in there. Whisper's coming on really well, just going really fast now. Alright, it's time for a bigger enclosure for her. She'll come out and she's going to have a whole new little world to explore in there. There we go, she's getting braver. The main thing it likes is human company.
Okay, that's adorable. We weren't going to show this. So this next story, well, I wanted to see the penguin thing again. I missed it. I don't know. Okay, next one. Blue dogs seen near Chernobyl. That's not ideal.
Our next story is around shocking new images out of Chernobyl, and they are unlike anything that's been seen before. Several dogs living in and around the Chernobyl nuclear exclusion zone have been spotted with fur that's bright blue. In fact, the photos were shared by a group called Dogs of Chernobyl and an organization that's been taking care of the hundreds of stray dogs that live in the abandoned zone. These animals are the descendants of pets left behind after the 1986 nuclear disaster. Over time, they have become unlikely symbols of survival in one of the most contaminated places on the planet. Dogs of Chernobyl, which comes under the umbrella of the non-profit called Clean Futures Fund, provides food, shelter, medical care to the nearly 700 dogs that remain across the 8.
Hey, I didn't know that there was like an organization that had partial responsibility to keeping up with these dogs. Secondly, it is sad, but it's also like another example of life finds a way.
15 square mile area. Dr. Jennifer Betts, the veterinary medical director of the Dogs of Chernobyl program with the nonprofit Clean Futures Fund.
I'm guessing these people aren't necessarily in the exclusion zone at this moment.
That her team encountered the dogs during their sterilization campaign between October 5th and 13th. Dr. Beth says the blue dogs appeared to have been rolling in an unknown substance, possibly waste from an old portable toilet found nearby. But the team could not confirm it. They tried several times to capture the animals but were unsuccessful, as the dogs were too wary of human beings and would need to be tranquilized from a distance. And according to Dr. Betts, the blue color is unrelated to radiation exposure and that all the dogs they encountered in the area appeared healthy.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Inactive.
again, I guess healthy is relative. They just said that they don't seem to be. They said it's unrelated to the radiation exposure, and maybe it's because of them running
That all the
in
dogs
the whatever
they
that
encountered
substance
in the
was.
area appeared healthy and active.
They appeared healthy
The
and
group
active.
does mark sterilized dogs with temporary colored crayon spots on their heads, red, blue, green, purple. But those markings are small and they fade within days. Unlike the thick coating.
This dude that guy looks like straight a character from Lady and the Tramp. Like he's the wise sage one that Tramp goes to get advice for. He might not always give the best advice, but he does love giving advice.
These animals in those photos that you're seeing. Dr. Betts adding that unless the dogs ingest the substance while grooming, it's unlikely to cause harm. Researchers are now testing samples of fur, skin, blood to figure out what actually caused this color change.
And the toilet bowl
organization
cleaners.
has
Oh
said
yeah, well they did mention like a porta potty or something like that. I guess that's a good
Important here.
shout.
We don't yet know what's happening. Most likely, they've gotten into some sort of chemical, but they are active, alert, and otherwise healthy, quote unquote.
W. Okay, this next one. Makers of world's most expensive cheese. I'm also proud of how I sequenced these. Because I go this dog one, blue dogs. Then I go to cheese, blue cheese. Then after that, I'm going to go back to the Carolina,
tonight
the 150,000. What would you do? And it was after them beating the Packers, aka the Cheeseheads.
Northern Spain, the dying culinary art of making the most expensive cheese in the world. In this dank, dark cave is some of the world's most prized cheese.
One of my phone's
It's
ringing.
where cheesemaker Incarni Bada produced the most expensive cheese ever sold at auction. More than $40,000 for a 5-pound wheel of Cabrales blue cheese.
It's expensive. There's a lot of publicity. They see you everywhere. The truth is, I've already had people who come because they saw you in Germany or I don't know where, and they come looking for cheese.
Authentic Cabrales must sit for months in humid limestone caves, absorbing the unique microflora that gives it its pungent flavor and aroma. Bada's family has been aging cheese here for decades. Her daughter-in-law, Eva Gutierrez, follows in her footsteps. She straps a 44-pound load of cheeses on her back.
Did I hear that right? Did I hear that right?
Her daughter-in-law, Eva Gutierrez, follows in her footsteps. She straps a
Okay, her name is Eva Gutierrez. Imagine they made Gouda cheese, Eva Gouda
44-pound load of cheeses on her back and carries it up a steep, winding footpath to the aging caves in the mountains of northern Spain's Asturias region.
Damn, if I was playing GeoGuessr, I would have absolutely been like Scotland.
Grew up with it. It's a way of preserving a culture, a tradition that our grandparents and our parents taught
Norway,
us.
something like
I'm
that.
continuing with it, and I hope my son will too. At least he'll learn it. I don't know if he'll make a living from it or not, but he'll learn it.
Traditionally, making cheese here has been the work of women.
Look at that
But the
view.
future
This
is
must be like, it said Spain. Guessing this is either the Pyrenees or the Alps. Probably the Pyrenees.
Certain. There are now fewer than 20 artisanal cheesemakers.
Ooh, nice. You got a shiny attaboy. Let's go.
What can you do? You think maybe the world's going to end if you don't make your cheese, but it will go on. Still, it's something you say to yourself, and then if I stop,
Pop
there's
off,
no
Queens.
more.
And that uncertain future could push prices even higher.
Yo, that's super dope. Okay, so briefly, we're going to pick back up with that Carolina Mike story and just show y'all two more real quick.
What's up, y'all? I got a question.
So this was...
Y'all ready to support these Carolina Panthers as they keep pounding against these Green Bay Packers?
See, this is the one. Boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Also, if I had $150,000, I want you to know exactly what I would do, y'all. Check it out. Spend $150,000 on a football team. Wait a minute, that's not enough to buy a team. Spend $150,000 on a tricked out Porsche. Wait, what? Minnesota, it snows too much. Build me a tennis court outside my house, but the HOA is gonna make me tear it down. Might give me some Panthers season tickets. Just might get a tiny home in the sticks. I get some Reese's peanut butter cups. Heck no, I ain't sharing. I'ma eat them all up. Might give me a plane and fly to Spain. Except I don't even know how to fly a plane. Scratch that, I'ma get me a big old bus. One big enough for all of us to double Dutch, getting chased by turkeys as we cruise around. Windows down, not up so you can hear the sound. If you had 150,000.
Okay, and then
What's
the last
up, y'all? I got a
video on
question.
him. This was
y'all ready
him
to support
at
these Carolina Panthers as they
Bank
keep
of America
pounding against these
Stadium.
Green Bay Packers?
I love how, again, this is at the stadium because this has gotten viral enough Carolina, and especially since there hasn't been a lot going really well for the Panthers over the last couple of years. Them having this guy going viral with this catchy of a song and then them beating the Packers. All right, we get it. Aura, I love how they appreciate it. When this was first going viral, even before I saw the Jonathan Stewart Instagram story of him sharing it, in one of the earlier videos of this, I remember seeing comments where people were like, if the Carolina Panthers don't play this at like commercial breaks or at big third downs, then they're missing an opportunity. So anyways, W for that guy. This next story is trippy. Tooth in eye surgery helps blind man see. Yep, that's it. That's how I worded it.
Brent Chapman is able to see clearly for the first time in 20 years with the help of his tooth.
Seeing the skyline.
With his tooth.
Differentiating the buildings.
He's one of just a few patients in the world to undergo a procedure known as tooth in eye surgery.
Tooth in eye is probably the simplest way to describe it, but the full name is an osteoodontokeratoprosthesis, or OOKP.
It's a procedure for when people have damage to the front of their eye or the cornea, and you may never have heard of it because it's only used in very rare circumstances when other options have failed.
Much like replacing a broken windscreen on a car. That's just to restore a clear view into the back of the eye.
Here's how it works. The patient's own tooth, the canine or eye tooth coincidentally, is extracted. It's then formed into a rectangular shape and a plastic lens is fitted into it.
Oh, that's
trippy. The tooth is then sewn into the patient's cheek for long enough that connective tissue grows around it, which is then used to help fix the tooth over the eye.
Dude, the human body is remarkable. The fact that part of this process revolves around you putting it near, like in your skin, and then it does its own thing.
Holding
my tooth is up here.
In place. The result is this pink-looking eye with a small black circle in the middle.
I mean, if you can see.
So, why a tooth?
As it turns out,
the keratin
the tooth is a really ideal structure for holding a focusing element in place. It's hard, it's rigid, it survives in poor environments, and the body accepts it because it's part of its own. Because it's part of you.
I think at first I'm like most people, it seems kind of science fiction.
Dude, my dogs won't stop barking.
And out there.
It may have sounded out there, but after losing most of his sight when he was 13 years old and going through almost 50 surgeries trying to regain it, Chapman was willing to give it a try.
This sort of opened a new door for me and a new chapter in my life.
And the results? Well, seeing it is believing it for Chapman.
Little things like eye contact are just, I think, things that people take for granted. It's very, very powerful, and you have that human connection again visually. And you're like, wow.
Ooh, he's a Liverpool supporter. My guy. My guy.
We actually pulled this off.
Yeah, what a remarkable piece of medicine. Or like putting it on your skin so then it like grafts. Wicked. Okay, next one. London tree, and we're getting to the final stretch. London tree looks full of leaves, but at first glance, this tree in London looks lush and full of leaves. When you look closer, it's all parrots. What? Oh, you can see them. Oh, trippy. It's actually hundreds of ringneck parakeets perched so tightly together they look like foliage. Native to Africa and South Asia, these birds have thrived in London's parks even through the cold English winters. That is trippy. It says their success is thanks to urban warmth, garden feeders, and surprisingly their adaptability to city life. That straight up looked like leaves. Like, look at that. Like, if you didn't know better, that's leaves. That's just a bunch of leaves. Trippy. And then you see them start, like, flutter, and then you're like, oh. Okay, then this next one is an official follow-up. Months ago, Newsday told y'all about, or showcased the prison escape in New Orleans, right? Where 10 prisoners escaped. And then one of our big Newsday segments was not only about that, but it was about how 9 of them had been captured. It was almost like a checklist, and they had gotten 9 of the 10. And the one that had not been gotten yet is Derrick Groves. Became almost like a little cult hero because he was the only one not found, and he was holding it out for a while. Now, this story is from a month ago. He got found about 5-ish weeks ago, maybe. And again, in trying to play catch up with Newsday, we're only just now showing it. But this is Derrick Groves.
Fox 8 takes you inside the Atlanta home where police found Derrick Groves with exclusive video of the crawl space police say he was hiding in. Groves' arrest yesterday ended a nearly 5-month manhunt for the last of the 10 inmates who escaped the Orleans jail. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Liz Reyes. Gabby Killett is live in Atlanta with a look inside the house and what Groves said today in court.
I got a first-hand look of this hole that Derrick Groves, the Orleans Parish jail escapee, the last one to return to custody 10 out of 10, was hiding in when Atlanta SWAT, U.S. Marshals came yesterday to arrest him at this home on Honeysuckle Lane in southwest Atlanta, Georgia. Now, in the home was drug paraphernalia, a bullet, children's shoes, wigs, clothing, buckets and tinctures labeled with the names of flavors. In that crawl space was right around a basement apartment almost, where there was a refrigerator and
how much gum do you need?
A bed that was propped up, that had been propped up as far as that search. Now, authorities did track Derrick Groves to this home on Honeysuckle Lane nearly 5 months after authorities say the 4-time convicted killer climbed through a hole behind a jailhouse toilet and scaled a fence to escape.
It's really been that long? God, time flies.
The Orleans Justice Center. Now, Derrick Groves was in court. He waived his extradition this morning. He said that he was ready to go
hoarder indeed.
home.
A lot of double bubble trouble. Also, shout out this Fox station, the affiliate here. I like, because keep in mind, New Orleans, it has that Orleans little symbol that you see in like in the New Orleans Saints logo. It's that it kind of looks like the if you were to get one of those fancy like halberds, like a spear, but a halberd, and you took the front off, the pointy point. Anyways, in the where it says Fox, you see in the O, in the ring of the O, it's got, anyways, I think that looks pretty clean.
As well. You also have the right to
That was a
remain
terrible way to
silent.
describe that.
So let me just ask, though, if you have any questions about your extradition rights? No. And do you want to challenge extradition, or do you want to return to Louisiana?
I want to return where I'm from.
And the home's owner on Honeysuckle Lane, Richard McQueen, did let us inside to see this hole that Derrick Groves was hiding in. And most of the home's entrances here in Southwest Atlanta had been breached, and the home itself really completely trashed. Now, McQueen did tell us the tenant that was renting from him was a young woman. He said he wasn't sure when exactly she started renting the property because he had been out of town.
They paid rent.
Okay, that's good enough for now. Derrick Groves finally captured in this house. Okay, next one. A butterfly gets a wing transplant surgery, basically. Like years ago, this technique, this operation was perfected or utilized or whatever. So we have two little quick videos. One is
in here, and I'm going to use some glass plates. And you can see this wing has just got some tears in it. It is not strong at all. It's very flimsy. It's not good here. It's not good there. So we're going to have to replace most of it. But it's going to be most of it. There we go.
So she's cutting off the bad part of the wing.
Here, we're going to close the lid.
Little glue action.
Not super glue. Did not.
And then like a fake wing.
We got one.
Yo, your head's in the way, ma'am.
Look at it from
ma'am.
underneath.
Well, we know this isn't an AI video.
Got tweezers. Look at it from underneath.
Okay, got fresh drip, new wing. Who this?
Got his little tongue sticking out. I've got a sponge here. See if he wants to eat any of the Gatorade that's soaked into that sponge.
Dude, that's wicked. It looks so good. Like, it looks like it's just kind of part of it. Okay, that's really cool. So that was, again, that video is from years ago, and that technique has been around. Well, this is a recent example from a couple weeks ago.
A monarch butterfly was brought in with a broken wing, so we rehabilitated him. We have a butterfly vivarium, so we used a dead butterfly wing and we attached it to the living butterfly, and believe it or not, it worked. And this butterfly now can continue his migration down to Mexico.
Which is also, it's not necessarily a follow-up, but it kind of is, because one of the Newsday stories we did was about Anderson Cooper going to Mexico and seeing the monarch butterflies as they get, do their thing in those trees and whatnot, and how when they do it, they'll get so cold they'll ice over and literally fall down. And Anderson Cooper showed how you can pick them up and hot breath them, and it'll thaw them out, and then they'll fly off. So that's cool.
Exciting.
Okay, we're literally on the final stretch. I think there's 7 more stories. This next one, new super glue.
Japanese scientists just discovered a new type of super glue, and it kept this rubber duck attached to a rock for over a year, withstanding constant waves. Scientists at Hokkaido University studied over 24,000 adhesive proteins in nature, from mussels, barnacles, and other marine organisms, and found shared patterns in how these creatures stick underwater. The team created 180 synthetic hydrogels based on these biological blueprints, testing each one's underwater grip. Then they used AI models to analyze the results and predicted which chemical combinations would work even better. After 3 rounds of AI predictions and real-world testing, they achieved adhesive strength exceeding 1 megapascal, 10 times stronger than previous underwater glues. One version instantly sealed a 2-centimeter hole in a pipe under extreme water pressure. And yes, it's even stronger than flex tape. The breakthrough demonstrates AI's power in materials science. Instead of years of trial and error, researchers let artificial intelligence explore millions of possible combinations.
That is the good use of AI.
To find
sifting through stuff and isolating so a human doesn't have to manually go through 1,000+ data points.
Optimal designs. These super adhesive hydrogels could transform multiple fields. In medicine, they could seal surgical wounds or attach medical devices directly to wet tissue. For marine applications, they could repair underwater infrastructure or attach equipment in deep-sea exploration. The hydrogels use simple, commercially available components, making them potentially scalable for widespread adoption. If you want to stay in the loop with the insane pace of AI, follow for more.
Okay,
Japanese scientists just
So these next 2 stories are about dogs saving kids.
God sent that
dog to rescue
This first
my son.
one, Arizona rancher's dog story.
It is a truly remarkable story. A 2-year-old boy in northern Arizona lost in the wilderness for close to 24 hours until a rancher's dog jumped in to save him. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Mark Curtis. The dog was out patrolling earlier this week when he
Patrolling.
found the little boy and led
I
him
mean,
to
he's a
safety.
rancher's dog. Never mind, that
12 News
actually
journalist
tracks.
JStew Lightly spoke exclusively tonight with the boy's family about this incredible rescue.
Yo, attaboy, the
It's
next
every
story
parent's worst
is in
nightmare.
Indiana.
Their young child gone, lost in the middle of nowhere until man's best friend stepped in to help.
That's literally the worst he got, and it's not even deep.
No,
It's just a
I
scuff,
think you got
basically.
that backwards. We don't deserve dogs.
And you said that a rock gave that to you?
Despite the scratches from Bowden's terrifying adventure just a few days ago.
But you're feeling okay now?
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
You got some chocolate?
The 2-year-old is happy to be back home with mom and dad.
It's unreal and it's unbelievable, and it's a miracle.
With his parents, Corey and Sarah Allen, holding him tighter than ever before.
Feels like a gift from God.
On Monday, they were at their home just west of Seligman. Corey was working on the roof, and Sarah was taking care of their 1-year-old. She heard Bowden walk outside, but when she went to go get him,
And I started calling for him, and he wasn't answering.
they started searching all over their property.
It started getting more intense every minute, you know? And so I'm just freaking out.
Calling in family to help, but still no sign of Bowden.
I looked at her dead in the eye, and I said, he's gone.
Their minds going to the worst case scenario.
The tears are still coming when we think about it.
After an hour, they called the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office to search for their 2-year-old son. But even after the sun went down, Bowden was still gone, out in the wilderness surrounded by rugged terrain and dangerous creatures like mountain lions that roam here.
Did you guys get any sleep that night?
No, absolutely not. I was just crying all night.
I didn't even know how to process. I looked at his empty bed in the middle of the night, and I'm like, this isn't real. He's not, how is he not here? How is he out by himself somewhere in the dark, like alone? How is that even real?
It's like the worst living nightmare parents could ever feel.
The massive search consisted of helicopters, 4x4s, and dozens of volunteers.
And it wasn't even a human that had protected my son.
But after 16 hours, Bowden was found 7 miles away. The hero who
7
rescued
miles?
him was this guy, Buford, who belongs to Scotty Dunton.
W. Buford.
As Buford found Bowden sleeping under a tree and then guided him
Okay, this kid travels 7 miles and then is like, I'm tired. I'm posting up under this tree.
safely back to his ranch.
I feel like God sent that dog to rescue my son.
That morning, the Allens got the call they had been waiting for, saying it's nothing short of a miracle.
It's like, he's here, he's healthy, he's fine, like nothing ever happened. It just still feels like a dream.
The dream of having their son back home safe, now a reality. Never wanting to experience the nightmare of losing him ever.
Wicked,
again.
dude.
It's never gonna happen again.
And today,
7 miles
the Allen
away
family was able to
in
thank
Arizona. Like, as amazing of a statistical improbability that it might be for the dog to have happened to found him, that's actually not that improbable given their sense of smell and stuff, right? And like, it's a rancher dog, so it smells something that is not used to smelling, and it's like, wait, you're, trespasser, question mark? And I don't mean to be too morbid, but the fact that this kid didn't get like eaten by a coyote or something, or attacked by a
Scotty
coyote,
Dunton in
doesn't accidentally go and step on a snake, like he's in
You can see
Arizona.
Bowden giving him a big ol' hug, but the Allens haven't met Buford yet. But
How? I'm sorry. That's the first thing I'm doing is meeting the dog that saved my
look
kid.
forward to that day very soon.
I am.
Chase Golightly, 12 News.
I'm playing
is
fetch
still
with that dog for
so-
hours if he wants to. Now, again, he's a rancher's dog. He's a trained professional. He might not do that stuff. He might not play fetch like that, but man, what an awesome dog. What a crazy story. 7 miles and just posted up under a tree. Okay, the next one is another dog rescuing kids, this time in Indiana.
And a big shout out for a canine in Brown County after finding 2 missing children. This is Knox. He is with the Brown County Sheriff's Office.
On Sunday at approximately first responders were dispatched to the area near Hoosier National Forest for 2 11-year-old juveniles that became separated from their mother and were lost in the thick woods. Our department, along with DNR, law enforcement, Nashville, blah, 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 all began searching the area. canine partner Knox, W. Buford, W. Knox. What was the dog earlier? Did they say the dog that, remember the one that the older lady had fallen? Cop gets there. As soon as the cop gets out of the car, the dog's like, what took you so long? Come. Incredible. Began his first track in the field.
He and his handler, Deputy Cody, got the call Sunday about two 11-year-olds
That's a good
who became
doggo.
separated from their mom in Hoosier National Forest. Well, they helped lead other officers and volunteers to the kids. The Sheriff's Department says they are beyond thankful for Knox and all the teamwork that it took to find these kids.
Incredible. Okay, next story. So that's the 2 dog saves.
Tony, what's going on?
This next one, Texas man helps create Halloween costumes for free.
Halloween just 12 days away. One Texas man has made it his mission to create costumes for families.
And we got 4
in need.
stories left.
Karen Waugh with his story.
Several times a week, Christoph Wagoner goes digging for treasure.
It does it, attaboy? They did say a thick forest.
Trying to see if anything catches my attention.
Buried deep, he sometimes strikes gold.
It's usually either shiny, furry, or sparkly.
And he always comes away
big
with
3.
a big haul.
7, 8, 9.
These may seem like random pieces of clothing from a Goodwill in Central Texas, but Wagoner has a vision.
I can cut that off, sew them up, make them shorter.
Soon, these will all be Halloween costumes.
It's like winning when you find 2 pieces that go together.
Back home in Austin, he washes, cuts, glues, and sews.
A real $6 million man.
Sews. Redesigning thousands of garments into something brand new.
Why is it important that they feel like they're not just getting a hand-me-down?
I want everybody, all the kids, their parents, whatever, to feel like they're getting the same thing that somebody went out and bought.
Then every fall, Wagoner hosts events for kids to pick out costumes for free. While he's been doing this for 9 years, he says turnout has been the biggest ever this season.
There's a lot of people getting their jobs taken away from them. Everything is going up in price.
The cost of costumes can be scary for some right now due to the tariffs on most goods from China.
What do you say to people who think it's just a Halloween costume? There are much more.
I love my dogs, and I don't mean to sound like it's just first world problems, but I'm going to have to pause here in a second. Next video, that's a decently long one, although we're almost over. I might just kind of speed this up so I can go see what the heck they're barking at and then take my break, which we're at that time. I normally take a break every 2.5 hours. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Everybody should deserve a chance to be a kid.
And every
Granted, the first
year,
10 minutes
his
was my
own
intro.
kindness is paid forward. Families who've gotten costumes from him return and donate.
The very first one,
that's so fire. The fact that he's helping people get cheaper costumes, especially in this economy, is awesome. And then the fact that people want to then pay it forward is also dope.
Come up to me with a costume and said, my mommy said I could give this to you because I can't wear it. Maybe somebody else can.
That's so great. I love that. Look at the smile on his face. Yes, dude, I love that. People helping people. It's a beautiful thing.
Every kid to experience the universal joy of trick-or-treating without the financial burden for parents.
I mean, with 2, it's nice to not have to worry about the expense.
I love that he has so many people who support him and do that and bring the costumes to recycle them.
The donations help because at 62 and still working a full-time job, Wagoner buys garments out of pocket and spends
Dude, still works a full-time job, does this out of pocket.
More than $5,000 a year for storage alone.
What's the payoff?
The crazy thing is, sorry if I'm too optimistic here. Sorry if I'm too glass half full here. But I think we do every day, right? Every day we walk by somebody who's maybe not exactly like this, maybe not so far out, right? But we do. It's just we don't, because of the hustle and bustle of our lives and stuff like that, we either don't get a chance to sit and talk to them, to meet them, to see their acts. But I bet you every day we brush shoulders with someone that's close to as awesome as this. I really think that.
The goal is to make people better than they were before the event.
And maybe that's the whole point of Newsday at its core, was to, like, again, to get different news stories that remind us that these people are out there, unlike what the main media would like us to believe.
You're more likely to turn around and help somebody else.
Wagner has become the fairy godfather for kids who may
love
feel
that.
like Cinderella, turning rags into regalia to keep the magic of Halloween
Rags
alive.
into regalia is a bar.
With Wagner's story spreading, people have begun to ship in their used costumes from all across the country. It's kindness and paying it forward. Karen Hua, CBS News, Austin, Texas.
Very much paying it forward. And again, I love that the kids and stuff and the families bring it back for the next people. Okay, this next one's incredible. This one's a short one, so I have seen all of this. I named this one Kid Goes on High-Speed Pursuit, Kappa. Mother chases after son who rode toy car onto highway in China. So this is mom. You can see in the dead middle, like where the divider is. If you look, you can't see my cursor, but if you look where the divider is, you'll see the kid. And he is scooting, brother. Look at him go. When motorists noticed the boy, they slowed down and switched on their hazard lights. One vehicle attempted to block his path so the mother can intervene. Dude, no way, the van is trying to pit the kid. You know, like when you're doing an actual high-speed chase, the police cars will try to pit, aka hit the back of the car to spin it out. He's not necessarily trying to do that, but dude, that's hilarious. He's trying to stop him. We gotta stop him. Thought our mother was playing a game by chasing him, so we sped up. Oh my God, that's crazy. I wonder if they had the toy in like their own van, right? And maybe the door was unlocked and he just got out of his car seat, grabbed his toy, opened the door, and just boom. And then, dude, that's hilarious. I love how this one van tries to cut the kid off. That's so funny. Well, again, I try to segue these while we're on the topic of China and motorists. Millions stuck in traffic in China. We're in hot pursuit. Look at this. Granted, that is like a 20-lane toll road highway that then goes into a 5-laner. I think eventually they might want to widen that. Look at that. That is wicked. Millions stuck. Okay, in our penultimate segment for this glorious news day on November 11th, I have Japan deploys military against bears? Question mark?
Queensboro National Bank and Trust is here
I'm taking the back
in your
roads.
community for you. With
Oh my God, that bear is after. Look at you. Got a
narrow escape.
What's the saying? If it's brown, if it's black, no. If it's brown, lay on the ground. If it's a black, attack. And if it's white, well, Sprite or something like that. Like basically, you don't want to fuck with the polar bear. The black bear, I think, is the one that you want to be intimidating. You want to go, ooh, and like, right? And then the brown one is like, I think you want to go in fetal position, maybe.
From a bear capable.
Y'all have reminded me this saying at least 3 times in the last couple months, and I always forget it.
Of killing. Attacks like these are now reported almost daily across Japan, most of them in the north. Bears have shown up near schools, train stations, in the aisles of supermarkets, and even at a hot springs resort. As the number of deaths and injuries mount,
As the number of deaths and injuries mount. I don't mean to make light of that because people are dying, but that's wicked to think of like bear attacks in Japan.
Forced to call in
they're rolling
the
out
army.
the army.
There used to be fields at the foot of the mountains, farmland and rice paddies where people worked the land. But thanks to a declining population and some other factors, the land is no longer being worked. It has become abandoned farmland, meaning a situation has developed where the boundaries between the bears has moved much closer.
Rolling into town in army trucks and jeeps, soldiers wearing body armor have been deployed to cities like Cajun.
Minus the white helmet.
They've been told to set traps in the area and bring in local hunters to cull the animals that number in the tens of thousands.
We are constantly cooperating with the self-defense forces on matters such as sporting events and natural disasters.
War against bears is crazy, and it, he says they're bringing in hunters and like trappers. Yo, what up, Ewok? Today's Newsday has been learning. It's back in my bag, baby. It also helps my internet's been so much better today too. But yeah, dude, so he mentions bringing in hunters, right? It's like, that would be kind of cool. Like, imagine obviously if only there's an overpopulation of bears, like hunting endangered animals, whatever, is not dope. But like in this case, it would have been cool for them to do almost like a worldwide like hunting challenge. Like, are you a big game hunter? Want a chance to help us quell our bear problems here in Japan? Well, come on over.
Current situation, our main aim is to establish a
There was one Ewok where I felt the need to spam learning like 4 times. It was so good.
Relationship among our personnel.
I'm trying to think of which one that was.
Then, countermeasures against bears. We aim to achieve our primary goal of protecting our residents.
Japan's bears forage intensively in October and November as they prepare to hibernate. Last year, food was abundant in the mountains, but this year, food has already run out, forcing the bears to look to humans to survive. The government is expected to announce an emergency package to deal with the problem later this month.
But it was, the song Fast Car by Tracy Chapman? You got a fast car. Well, basically, like sound experts, like audio technica gurus say that if you're testing speakers or if you're testing a sound system, the best song to test it is Fast Cars. And the part where I was like learning was this guy goes on to explain that like you want a song that fills up the entire frequency band and the song hits like notes all across, and Fast Car does that apparently.
For now, residents in the mountainous north are being told if they want to keep safe, avoid thick forests and stay home after dark. Alex Beard, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out and get the full picture.
In our final story for this Newsday, and again, we're back to about a 2-hour one. We missed last week, so we had to get caught up. This one is a little longer. We want it to be about an hour and a half, I think, at this point. But this has been a girthy one. Last couple weeks, because of what was happening with my Instagram and stuff, I've kind of had to do a bunch of just like meme kind of things. I feel like this one's good. So in the last story for this great Newsday is butt breathing an alternative to lungs, ?
A Japanese scientist has invented butt breathing. And no, I'm not just joking. Scientist Takanori Takabe was awarded an Ig Nobel Prize for inventing a way for human beings to breathe out of their butt and survive off of that amount of oxygen indefinitely. The Ig Nobel Prize is awarded to scientists that first make us laugh and then make us think. And this is a real thing. It actually has a huge impact on almost every field of medicine because it's an alternative to human lungs. And he first got the idea when he noticed that some animals were able to absorb oxygen in their rectum. So he started with animal experiments primarily on mammals and gave them perfluorocarbon, which is an extremely hyperoxygenated liquid, via enamel or rectal catheter. Now, as wild as this seems, a lot of you have probably seen the James Cameron movie The Abyss, where they drown a rat in this liquid.
I was about to say.
And then later go down to the bottom of the ocean breathing this oxygenated liquid. Well, what the scientist is basically doing, and we're just summarizing here for the sake of short form content, is put this underwater diving liquid, this hyperoxygenated liquid from the abyss, into the butts of various mammals that are similar to human beings, and it was discovered that it provided enough oxygen to their bloodstream for them to survive. It's not as good as lungs, it's not super healthy, but it does help them survive, and is very serious research. Cincinnati Children's, Tokyo Medicine, and Dental University think it might save lives. Here's another one of his images, and the reason that this can save lives is because if your lungs fail, right? If your lungs go down and you can't breathe, there aren't a whole lot of alternatives out there. There's not a whole lot people can do to oxygenate your blood, but now we do have this one alternative. You could give
We're parachuting oxygen now, guys. We are straight butt losing oxygen. Give me a
patient
shot
rectal
straight in the
catheter
sphincter
with
of some
perfluorocarbon
breathe
and oxygenate
sauce.
their blood for quite a while. I think they can survive days on this, if I'm not mistaken. And it uses technology that was once sci-fi, but based on reality. It's stuff that we're all familiar with. And I think this can save lives. If you come into the hospital with your lungs collapsed, if you have a lung problem, if anything goes wrong, instead of being put on a vent or something, you can just get this and it's probably safer. We have an alternative way to oxygenate blood. So while the butt breathing story is very funny.
Yo, by the way, I just realized when I'm showing YouTube shorts, my chat has been like clashing with the text down there. I don't love that.
And I laughed at it. And
wish I would have noticed that
go
earlier.
ahead and crack a joke. But seriously, kind of nonsense in the article. This has a lot of potential.
Okay,
This could
now, I wanted to show y'all this because the other day, I was like half-assedly watching the homie Will's stream. As y'all know, Will Neff is like basically my favorite streamer. And I think it was the other night, I was in a Discord and I was in a Discord and I was like showing a sporting event, right? So basically I had Will's stream up on my other monitor, but I couldn't really listen to it or pay attention to it because if I had audio from it would then have been broadcasted to the people who were watching the sporting event that I was showing. So I literally was in the chat, but I only barely caught snippets. And one of the snippets that I caught, I ultimately clipped. But I want y'all to, this is hilarious. So
Scientists have carried out
this
the
is
first...
him, I think 3 days ago. This is his stream, obviously. So my bad, a week ago. And hold on.
Thought you'd like this one? All right, we'll check it out in a second.
So someone give me some CPR at the moment.
Carried out the first butt breathing trial on humans. Enterial ventilation provides oxygen to the body through the rectum in patients with lung problems.
Someone says that's not in the Bible.
No. What?
For people with lung problems.
What are we talking about?
Okay, we're not going to watch this whole segment, but I do.
Butt breathing, also known as rectal ventilation, is a technique where oxygen is delivered.
Okay, we heard this part. So we're going to skip ahead because this is basically explaining what we just watched, but a different video.
Boofing oxygen.
Oh, hold on.
Athletes have an opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. Can you imagine if at the next Tour de France, all of those guys were just fucking boofing oxygen?
Dude, I love
No
Will.
more do you have the blood dope. No, sir.
Yeah, I love Will, and I have seen. Hold on, I have heard this part.
Just jam some oxygen up your shitter. I don't understand. Jacques Denisay is in first place. He's going up a 90-degree angle at top speed, and he's not even breathing heavy. A new Tour de France record.
Some nitrous. The sphincter O2 tanks are about to go crazy. Oh, y'all can't, dude. Let me just. Boom. Instead of vibrating butt plug, it'll be an oxygen tank one.
It's going to happen.
Okay, hold on. We're not going to watch this.
Get a Harkonnen. Where, like, their lungs are so destroyed that they just remove their lungs.
Attaboy knows
and
the meta.
Breathe through their ass.
Dune. Desert planet. Arrakis.
Little Dune reference.
Nobel Prize.
And so what he's now looking at is the thing that the other video that I showed y'all was looking at.
Wait! We gave a Nobel Prize for butt breathing?
Yeah, we did. We did. Rightfully so. Hold on. Let me get to where it's...
Be pumping oxygen up someone's ass.
Hold on.
Butt breathing with Will Neff. Oh! Oh my God.
No, hold on. This is where it gets good.
Bro,
This is
can
the
you
part I dig.
imagine what this is going to do for singers? For woodwind instrument players? The longest sustained note on a saxophone ever with butt breathing?
Jim, he's going for the world record. He's been sustaining this G flat for over 3 hours as oxygen is frantically pumped into his dick hole and asshole. It's not a question of how long he can maintain the note, but rather how long his ass can maintain being absolutely packed with oxygen. Oh.
Someone in chat said G flatulence. That's good.
I mean,
okay.
Tears of
One
wellness.
more.
That
Wait.
meme where it's like, thanks for changing my life. And then it's like a picture of a golden retriever and it's like, I flew up. Like I didn't do anything. I am shocked at how many of you guys have not only had these amazing fitness transition, fitness.
Okay, so what I skipped past is somebody in chat came in and was like, hey, Will, I haven't worked out in years and blah, blah, blah. And you've inspired me to get on a fitness journey and I've lost X amount of pounds. This is one of my favorite parts. This is why Will is genuinely funny and like charismatic, is because he starts getting into this deep thing. He's like, guys, it really means a lot to me that I'll read these messages. And it's like, and he goes on to say about how somebody lost 100 pounds or whatever and told him that. He's like, that means the world to me.
Glow ups in your life, but you also accredit me to a lot of it, and that's one of the most flattering things that's happened to me in my lifetime.
Good cop.
There was someone who sent me a picture. They lost over 100 pounds.
Wholesome,
which is crazy.
Wholesome,
you know, and I'm so grateful for that. That my workouts and what I do here, preaching fitness has helped anybody, and so I think we have to take it one step further. And we all have to start butt breathing. Okay.
I love how he brings it back to butt breathing after that wholesome moment.
If I want to continue living on this platform, times is tough. It's time that we all start jamming oxygen up our buttholes. Okay. Let us be early adapters. That can be our tie.
The logical conclusion.
Binds us all. I'm not gay, but I breathe through my ass. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And truly the last thing, somebody in chat eventually goes, and this is brilliant. They go, that thing could actually help potentially solve sleep apnea problems. So somebody goes, let me bum that cig. Sticks it in the butt tube. CPR for the butt breather. That's what Ewok was alluding to earlier.
You were ratted out in Caroline's chat for what?
Unidentified ghost?
Butt breathing?
Okay.
No. Does anybody even listen? I'm talking about playing
so
saxophone with your
Will
mouth,
talking about it.
but respirating through your sphincter. It's totally different. Does anybody even listen to me?
Dude, he's so funny. Okay. So that is Newsday for this glorious, glorious Tuesday, November 11th. I'm so glad that my internet held up. I mean, we've only dropped 0.5% of our frames. It's been incredible. We love to see that. Long may that continue.